So I'm from the University of Exeter, and I teach modeling and simulation, and my research is also in modeling and simulation. So some of the work I do is with healthcare, and I used modeling and simulation methodologies, in particular hybrid simulation, in order to help make better decisions.
So how do you get students excited about modeling and simulation?
So to make them excited, obviously one thing that we should realize is that it is modeling and simulation is a part of operations research, and operations research is something which you can work with the industry, and it is very much on the hands job. So the techniques you develop in operations research, including modeling and simulation, the models you develop, they can be used in reality, right? So that is very important, I think, for students to get excited, because they know that they are coming out of the theoretical bounds and actually creating models, contributing to the field, and something which we can give to the stakeholders, right, for them to use and help them take better decisions.
So what's the best advice you've gotten for advancing your own modeling and simulation skill set or field work or modeling?
Right. So okay, so traditionally what has happened is that when you wanted to develop a system, you are restricted by a particular simulation technique, right? Perhaps the one which you best knew. So if you can see, if you look at system dynamics, for example, you have a whole conference in system dynamics, right? So, and then you have conferences like Winter Simulation Conference, which is mostly on discrete events, and ACM6 in pads, which is on discrete events. So, but as as time evolves and the complexity of the problem to be modeled, when that evolves, right? So it is time, I guess, for us to look at more hybrid approaches. By hybrid, I mean use of multiple simulation methodologies. So you have to look broader than just discrete event, system dynamics, or agent. Basically, a combination of techniques which would help you to better represent the system. So that is something which is very exciting to me. We have started the hybrid simulation track at Winter Simulation Conference now, a 4th year in the row, and we are getting a lot of papers. There is obviously a lot of interest. But again, this is good, having a hybrid approach to modeling and simulation. But again, we need to look further than that, right? Because if you look at operations research, I set up operations research. We are one of the techniques which are used in operation research. But if you look into the field of operation research as a whole, there are so many other techniques, right? You have linear programming, you have got game theoretic approaches, mathematical modeling, statistical modeling, and even soft systems, right? Where you try to get a consensus, and very important with the stakeholders, and you have methodologies like the SSM and others as well. So how do we use modeling and simulation to interact even further with the other methods which are broader domain of operations research? So that would mean working in an interdisciplinary setup with mathematicians, with computer scientists, with people who are specifically working their whole life on optimization, for example. So this is what I call as a hybrid modeling approach, which is even extends hybrid simulation. So
right.
This is what I think will be, in terms of modeling and simulation, the next big thing.
So we really have to think outside of just ABM, SD.
Yes. That is what I feel, and some of the work which I have been doing is working with researchers in these different fields. Because if I want to do a model of agent-based simulation with game theoretic approaches, which is very strong in in economics, right? In Exeter, for example, we have a whole department on game theory. So it's not possible for a researcher in modeling and simulation to learn. So what you need to do is basically work with other researchers in the field, right? And then try to find new ways of working together, and a methodological approach.
That's
same
what
thing
I love about M&S, right?
Yes.
We have to all work together.
Yes. And if you look in terms of the parallel and distributed simulation community, you will see this has been happening for some time, where you are using some simulations and you are working with computer scientists to make the simulation experimentation faster, for example, the parallel and distribution simulation community. But there is a lot of other things we can do, right? And so this hybrid modeling approach, which extends hybrid simulation, is something which I'm very interested in. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much, Erika, for inviting me.
Yeah.